just wanted to ask you guys now, because again, from being at these Destination D events, it would be like to showcase whatever the overall theme was, but it would never be too drastic of announcements. Now, normally when they have the CEO of the company and or the parks chairman, it's for some sort of huge announcement. Being that if Chapek was supposed to be there for a specific purpose, do you think that depending on what if there is any announcements, we'll find out this weekend, that depending what those announcements are, could that have been placed to say, hey, there could be potential uproar from the fans, especially directing right at Chapek, who is making these announcements live on stage?
So what you're saying, George, just to kind of clarify, what you're saying is it possible because he was going to be there that there's going to be some sort of controversial announcement, like maybe they're closing a ride?
Yeah, closing a ride, or maybe changing over a ride or something. Because normally that usually comes from the CEO. So I sort of like how Bob Iger made the initial announcement for Galaxy's Edge,
Right.
And then it moved into. Normally, when you have the CEO or parks chairman present, especially at a Destination D, because I read a little bit of the description of what this is, it's more so showcasing for Walt Disney World and the 50th and the future plans ahead. So it just makes me wonder if there's supposed to be some sort of announcement moving forward that was supposed to be announced by Chapek, and they're looking at it like maybe, oh, should this actually be said right now by Chapek live at an event with all fans sitting in the ballroom?
Yeah, what do you think, Dre? That's an interesting theory.
It is an interesting theory, and one I hadn't previously considered. Going into this, my thought was, okay, we're seeing a lot of announcements as part of what is it, Disney Plus Day. We saw that Lucasfilm maybe not have had the greatest showing, and then one of our viewers that was, because I was a part of a live show, one of our viewers chimed in and said there might have been disagreements with Lucasfilm as far as revealing that kind of information in the way that they did, because I think they were looking for a venue setting to do it, and that led me to think, oh wait, this was all about D23 Expo and it didn't show up, and now we have to get these announcements out by a certain time, and how are we going to do that? What other venues are we going to use to do that? So that's why you have like Josh D'Amaro coming out at IAAPA revealing the Toontown information, right? That I think previously would have been done at a D23 Expo, which was supposed to have taken place this year. Obviously, we know what happened as to why that didn't happen. So that leads me to believe that maybe there were announcements that were, to buttress up into your point, George, that leads me to believe that maybe there were announcements that were coming as far as part of Destination D, that maybe they even, were setting aside for D23 Expo, or maybe pulled back, and maybe that's why Chapek's not gonna be there. I mean, there was definitely. I think the whole scheduling conflict thing is a little bit of a cover, and it's there's definitely something going on here. I don't know what the magnitude of those announcements at Destination D are going to be, but it sounds like maybe they had the idea of announcing some things in lieu of D23 Expo at that event, and maybe, like you said, George, maybe they decided to pull back.
And because I do believe, I don't know if it's going to be every panel, but they are actually doing a live stream of the event with certain panels, and they've never done that before with Destination D. And I'm thinking, well, if it's just for the history of Disney World, and it's like, okay, that's nice to do a live stream, but this is something that I'm thinking that they want to showcase further than just the people who bought tickets live there. And I'm trying to put everything together. And now with, again, them announcing Chapek was supposed to be there, now he's pulling out. Now, just as you said, Vash, that, to fly all the way to Florida just for this event. But if he was already originally on the schedule, again, why would you fly all the way to Florida just to make a quick announcement? So that's why I'm thinking, is there something more that was supposed to be for this event?
Well, and our friend over at DSNY, Jack, reported today, actually, that there's also going to be some news in regards to the 100th anniversary of the Walt Disney Company coming this weekend.
Interesting.
So that could have, if what you're saying is true, George, I mean, there could be a huge announcement regarding that. And maybe you're right. Maybe the announcement might be a little controversial. And maybe they don't want Chapek being the front guy for that, I mean, because he's already kind of getting a lot a lot of heat. And it's interesting. It's very, very interesting.
These are some interesting stories, and it's. I just think it's very interesting how all these things have manifested in this very short period of time. Not only with this event, but with the Toontown announcement at IAPA. That was kind of a weird venue.
Yeah.
To hype up, and Josh Giamaro playing a central role in that, and now it looks like Josh Giamaro will be the front guy for a lot of these announcements at Destination D. It's kind of a fascinating time to watch.
And